Now that we've covered the purpose of title and why it establishes ownership rights, let's turn to escrow. If title is the foundation of ownership, escrow is the process that makes sure ownership transfers smoothly and fairly. In the simplest terms, escrow is a neutral third-party process that ensures both the buyer and seller fulfill their obligations before money and property change hands. Think of escrow as a safety deposit box that neither party can open without both agreeing on the terms. The legal definition of escrow in Arizona. Under ARS Paragraph 6801, escrow is defined as the delivery of money, documents, or other items to a neutral third party to be held until certain conditions are met. In real estate, that neutral third party is the escrow company, or in some cases, an attorney or title company with escrow authority. The key here is neutrality. The escrow officer does not work for the buyer or the seller. Their duty is to follow the escrow instructions exactly as written and to remain impartial. Example: imagine a buyer in Chandler is purchasing a home for $500,000. The buyer deposits their earnest money and loan funds into escrow. The seller signs a deed transferring ownership to the buyer. The escrow officer holds both the money and the deed, and neither is released until all the conditions, like inspections, HOA disclosures, and loan approval, are satisfied. Once complete, the escrow officer records the deed and then releases funds to the seller. How escrow protects both parties. Escrow exists to prevent either side from being taken advantage of. For the buyer, escrow ensures they don't hand over money until they know they're getting clear title. For the seller, escrow ensures they don't sign over the property until they know they're being paid. Real-world example. A buyer in Tucson agrees to purchase a property, but during escrow, the title report reveals a $15,000 IRS tax lien against the seller. The escrow officer requires that lien to be paid off at closing before releasing funds to the seller. Without escrow, the buyer could have ended up with a lien attached to their new home. The escrow officer's role. Escrow officers in Arizona play a critical role. Their job is to 1. Hold earnest money and loan funds in a trust account. 2. Collect and verify all necessary documents, deeds, affidavits, loan documents, HOA, paperwork, etc. 3. Ensure conditions of the purchase contract are satisfied before closing. 4. Record the deed with the county recorder and issue the title policy. Escrow officers must follow Commissioner's Rule R428-1101, which requires all licensees and related parties to deal fairly, honestly, and lawfully. For agents, this means cooperating with escrow, providing complete contracts, and ensuring clients don't pressure the officer into doing anything outside their authority. Example: a seller once tried to persuade an escrow officer in Maricopa County to release earnest money before the buyer had defaulted. The officer refused, explaining that escrow instructions did not allow it. This neutrality protected both the buyer and the integrity of the transaction. Escrow in cash versus finance transactions. Escrow is used in both cash and finance transactions, but it looks slightly different. In a cash sale, the buyer wires the full purchase price into escrow. The escrow officer then records the deed and releases funds to the seller. These closings often move quickly since there's no lender involved. In a financed sale, escrow must coordinate with the lender to ensure loan documents are signed, verified, and funded before the deed is recorded. These closings typically take longer and require more documentation. Example: a buyer in Flagstaff paying cash for a cabin can close in as little as a week because escrow only needs the deed and funds. Meanwhile, a finance transaction in Queen Creek may take 30 to 45 days, as escrow has to work with the lender, verify employment, clear underwriting, and coordinate closing disclosures. Why agents must understand escrow. As an Arizona real estate agent, you are not expected to act as an escrow officer, but you are responsible for helping your clients understand the process and staying compliant with state rules. Commissioner's Rule R428802 requires licensees to promptly deliver purchase contracts and funds to escrow. This protects clients by ensuring escrow has the documents and deposits needed to perform their duties. When you know how escrow works, you can explain why earnest money must go into escrow quickly. Keep clients updated on escrow milestones. Spot potential problems before they cause delays. Build stronger trust with clients who look to you for guidance. Bringing it all together. Escrow is the great equalizer in real estate. Buyers don't risk losing money without ownership, and sellers don't risk losing ownership without payment. It's a system built on trust, neutrality, and compliance with Arizona law. As an agent, when you understand escrow, you can better guide your clients through the process, anticipate challenges, and keep deals on track. And when you tie it back to the law, like ARS, Paragraph 6801 for escrow definition or R428802 for delivery requirements, you're showing clients that you know both the why and the how of protecting their interests.